What is up, guys? So for today, I'm going to share with you my learnings about our subject, Micro-Perspective in Tourism and Hospitality. So let's begin in Module 2. Hi guys! So ang title ng ating Module 2 is The Psychology of Tourism. Yes, The Psychology of Tourism. And you know that Module 2 covered the motivation for travel, which is the physical motivators, cultural motivators, and interpersonal motivators. On my left side, you can see the Maslow's hierarchy of needs and travel motivation. It included self-actualization, self-esteem, social need, safety need, and psychological needs. Module 2 also tackles the travel constraints. Ito naman yung mga nagiging reason kung bakit hindi nakakapag-travel yung mga tao, like lack of money, syempre kulang sa budget, lack of time, sobrang hectic ng schedule lalo na kung nag-work or nag-schooling pa. Then, lack of safety and security sa mga public places. Syempre, hindi naman natin masasabi na 100% safe. And family commitments. Ito yung may mga parents with young children. Ito yung may mga maliliit na baby, may mga baby pa, may mga bata. Syempre, mahirap namang ibiyahe yung mga bata. Then, lack of interest in travel. Ito naman yung hindi sila masyadong interested mag-travel. Gusto lang nila nandun lang sila sa may bahay. And fear of travel. Ito naman yung mga takot bumiyahe, takot sa eroplano, takot sa yung mga basta yung may mga problem about sa pagta-transpo, ganun. And that is Module 2, the hierarchy of needs, travel constraints, motivation for travel. And also the Plugs model of typology of tourism or tourist. So let's begin in Module 3. Module 3 the title is the sociology of tourism. And sa Module 3 dito naman papasok yung mga social nature of travel, yung socio-economic variables and their effect on travel, which is ang under naman nun is yung age, income and social status, familiarity and versus novelty, dependence versus autonomy, order versus disorder. So, ayun yung mga under ng socio-economic variables. And Module 3 covered also the types of tours. So, the first one is the organized mass tourists. Ito yung parang as a group naman sila. Then, the next one is the individual mass tourists, which is same as the mass, pero this one naman is parang solo traveler ang atake mo. The next one is the explorer. Ito naman yung siya mismo yung nag-arrange ng mga pupuntahan niya, kung saan siya comfortable, kung ano yung kung anong accommodation yung nahanap niya. And this one is the drifter. This one is the one that goes farthest away from the customized ways of life for his own. So let's proceed in Module 4. What is Module 4? Tackle about tourism and culture. So dito naman natin babasa or makikita yung the effects of culture on travel. Culture shock, lack of understanding, and inability to communicate with the host culture. Ito naman daw yung hindi natin agad naiintindihan. For example, Tagalog lang yung kaya mong isalita, then pupunta ka sa other province or other country, then maku-culture shock ka kasi hindi mo naman siya totally 100% naiintindihan. So, the next one is the importance of cultural tourism. Dito naman is cultural tourism includes all aspects of travel in which people learn about each other's way of life. Ito naman yung, for example, yung unti-unti na natin natututunan yung pamumuhay ng ibang tradisyon, ng ibang taga-province. For example nga, as yung example ko kanina is, for example, taga-province ako. And di ako naman ang words na naiintindihan ko lang or language lang na naiintindihan ko is Tagalog. Pero yung kanila is, for example, Bisaya. So, di ba iba yung way ng pananalita nila, iba yung words sa kanila. So, ito naman dito naman sa importance of cultural tourism is unti-unti na natin parang na-adapt kung paano sila namumuhay sa pang-araw-araw, na ganito pala yung pamumuhay ng mga taga-province. Ganito yung mga salita nila, yung mga kinakain nila. Unti-unti na natin naiintindihan and reciprocate lang din yung ginagawa. Which is naiintindihan na din nila tayo sa way of life natin as kagaya ng ginagawa natin sa kanila na na-adapt na natin yung pamumuhay nila. So that is the importance of cultural tourism. Next, cultural factors with tourist appeal. The first one is art. The second one is music and dance. The third one is handicraft. The fourth one is industry business. The next is agriculture, education, literature and language, science, government, region, food and drink, and history. And that is the cultural factors with tourist appeal. So sa arts, ito yung mga kagaya ng bamboo orchestra, yung mga ganon, Philippine madrigal singers, yung mga fine arts like yung Sagada by Eduardo Masfere. Next is the music and dance. Ito, music and dance, alam natin, ito yung way of happiness ng iba sa atin, di ba? Makarinig lang ng konting tugtog, enjoyment yan. Parang dito din tayo nagbaband as a friendship, family, and whatsoever. For example, ang music is harana, kundiman, tinikling, singkil, pandango sa ilaw naman yung sa dance. While sa handicrafts naman, ito naman yung mga ginagawa mismo natin ng mga kapwa natin Pilipino. Kumbaga, tinatawag is local artist. Dahil kagaya ng mga paghahabi, yung ifugaw woven textiles, yung mga gumagawa ng pot. And the next one is industry business. Ito yung mga na siya, iba't ibang negosyo na siya. Then the next one is agriculture. Philippine Carabao Center, example yun ng agriculture, pineapple plantation in Bukidnon. Ito yung mga, kumbaga, magsasaka dito sa atin. And the next one is education. Yan, ito naman yung mga iba't ibang paaralan na pwedeng pasukan ng mga papasok na sa eskwela. For example, kagaya natin, Finma Rizal College of Laguna. And madami pa tayong branches in other places. Next is literature and language, which is dito naman yung mga books, magazine, newspapers, yung mga dyaryo dyan, yung mga babasahin na nabibili natin sa National Bookstore, yung dyaryo dyan na sa may mga parang sidewalk, diba? And the next one is science. Ang under naman ng science is Manila Ocean Park. Kasi dito may mga iba't ibang klase ng fish, tama? Iba't ibang klase ng animals. Diba? Next is government. Kumbaga dito sa atin is Malacanang Palace. Then sa ibang bansa naman, for example, is yung White House. Next is religion. Syempre meron tayong iba't ibang religion dito. May Catholic, may pilgrimage to Mecca for Muslims, yan, Catholic, Muslims, yung mga born again, and so on. The next is food and drink. Syempre, di ba yung food and drink, ito yung isang importante sa mga sa bawat culture ng bansa. And dito mawawala yung mga top food na pwede nating may offer sa mga tourist. Next is history. Ito naman yung mga pinapangalagaan natin, mga heritage, preservation, yung ganon. Para at the same time, may showcase din natin siya sa mga turista na, ay, may ganito yung Pilipinas. Diba? And that's all for the cultural factors with tourist appeal. So we are done in module 4. So So let's proceed in Module 5. Module 5 title is Transportation and Travel Evolution. Dito na natin makikita yung iba't ibang sasakyan or iba't ibang way para makapag-travel tayo. Kumbaga nag-e-evolve siya by generation. So let's start. Transportation and travel undergone many changes, and this can be breakdown into 7 eras. The first one is pre-industrial travel system era. Next is early industrial travel system area. Next is mature railway system era, express travel system era, automobile-based travel system era, modern tourism travel system era. Next is post-mobility adjustment era. So, ayan, yung kumbaga yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na parang generation to generation, para talagang nag-i-evolve siya. Kumbaga, nagkakaroon talaga ng iba't ibang klase ng sasakyan, iba't ibang klase ng pang-transportation natin. Kada generation, hindi lang kada generation. Yung iba, until now, meron pa rin, di ba? Next, we also tackle here travel, yung iba't ibang travel. Meron pa dito yung travel by train, travel by ship, cruise ship. Ayun, sa ngayon, di ba, until now, may mga ferry pa rin. Like, kagaya ng Manila to Cebu, Cebu to Manila. Then, by, yung by ship naman, ayun nga siya. Then, yung next, tapos under ng by ship is the cruise ship. Next is travel by automobile. At yung kay Carl Benz. Sa pagkakatanda ko, sa isang subject namin, gumawa kami ng automobile ni Carl Benz. Ito yung 3 wheels na naimbento niya. Yung para siyang bisikleta na pinapadyakan yung unahan. Kumbaga dito sa atin ngayon, yung para na siya yung, for example, yung bike ng bata, yung maliit talaga siya na dalawa yung gulong sa sides and merong isang gulong sa harap, and which is meron siyang pedalan. Next one is travel by bus, motor coach. Ito yung mga bus, di ba? For now, sobrang dami ng bus dito sa atin sa Calamba. And ito yung may mga iba't ibang destination silang biyahe. The next one is, it's travel by air. Ito yung pagsakay ng eroplano. Mapa-international, local, international. Pwede na tayong biyahe by air. So, ayan, madami tayong, madami tayong mga airport like PAL, Cebu Pacific, and so on. And that is Module 5. So, for now, that's all. And I hope you learned something and I learned a new knowledge about micro-perspective in tourism management. That's a little knowledge that I shared to you. And I hope you learn something and you understand anything that I say. And you can check it in the module. It all stated there, the details and so on. Before my video end, I just want to say thank you, Mr. Aljon Makasadja, for teaching us this second semester and first sem. That's all. Thank you for watching. Bye!